I think all of us feel a sense of guardianship over our character's truth. You know,
Yeah.
that's our job. But then when it's done, it doesn't belong to us anymore. You give it away. It's a liberating moment.
Dexter means so much to me. I'd love to know, what was your I'm an Adult show? The first show that you connected with and realized, like, oh, wait, I get these sensibilities now.
Mine was, that's going to age me, Beretta.
Beautiful. Jack?
I'm gonna say Lost.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I wasn't a grown-up when I watched it, but it made me feel grown-up things. The Incredible Hulk, I think.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that. A walkabout.
The Outer Limits.
Powerful choices. David?
I was like a little kid watching 30-something, and I had no idea about what it felt like to be in your 30s because I was probably 8 or 9, but I would just watch it and watch these adults having like conversations about stuff that was I couldn't grasp, but it was fascinating to me. So I guess I started to feel like a grown-up then.
Love that.
My first show that I loved was My So-Called Life, which is the same creators, right? My So-Called Life was my favorite
I
show.
love that connection. That's
obviously.
beautiful. Now, this show has a dark passenger concept that has evolved through its incarnations and through its experiences. And I feel like there's an inner monologue we all carry and all experience. And I wonder if discovering and exploring this show, especially those of you who've been in it so long, has that changed your own inner voice, your own inner monologue, and your own experience of a dark passenger?
I've had one since I was a little kid, and I have gotten to this place in my grown-up life where I find having conversations with him is much better than trying to ignore him. So I try to, like, kind of the way that, you know, you've got Harry talking to Dexter. I feel like the parent that I kind of wish I could have had talking to me as a kid, I talk to myself inside that way sometimes when I feel like the dark passenger's starting to take over, and I help him relax and calm down and know that it's all going to be okay.
Yeah, I think you know, personifying your whatever you want to call it, dark passenger in this case, is potentially a healthy thing to do, as opposed to being suffused with it. You know, sit at the head of the table, let him have a seat, let him have his say, but remain at the head. That's the idea, I
That's
guess.
free therapy.
Yeah, it does feel therapeutic.
Well, when you're as old as me, they seem to be much more integrated and less oppositional than when I was much younger. I've assimilated it to become more of my whole being.
Wow, that's an odd question for me, because when I was younger, that thought was choosing the safe choice. And as I've gotten older, is, well, what's the safe choice? I'm gonna do the opposite.
Yeah.
And I've just developed that as I got older.
All right, I guess I have to go. So I'm still figuring out what to do with my little rascal.
I like that you named him as well, or her. I love that.
I think, you know, when I was younger, run from it, and now as I'm older, embracing it more. And I love what Michael said, and I love what David said. David actually gave me that exact advice earlier today as well. So yeah,
Beautiful.
a little bit of both.
There's a protectiveness also of these characters that have become so iconic. And I love that we're getting a prequel, very comic book-like, and also continuing the story on. Is there a protectiveness of these characters, or is it beautiful as artists that have developed these characters and being artists that get to let it go and have the freedom to watch other people have that take?
I mean, I think while you're making it, it belongs to you, and as much as it ever does. And, you know, I think all of us feel a sense of guardianship over our character's truth. You know,
Yeah.
that's our job. But then when it's done, it doesn't belong to us anymore. You give it away. It's a liberating moment.
And inversely, I'm sure you've been asked a lot about joining this cast that's already like a well-formed family, but I've been wondering, when you were a fan of the show, watching it before you joined the cast, had you already had machinations of how you get killed?
No, it never even crossed my mind. But maybe. Okay.
I feel like that question implies that my character dies.
Fair, I like the
I think the better question would be, have I had, you know, fantasies and machinations in my mind plotting the way that my character gets to kill people on the show? No spoilers, though.
Jack?
I agree with what Michael said. I mean, this wasn't a show that I watched. I wasn't allowed to watch it
Sure.
as a kid. Yeah, I sort of became aware of the universe and the family that I was joining as I joined it, and then afterward, because that was when I went and watched. Yeah, and in terms of the guardianship of the character, I think that feels very real, like when you're in it, because you're giving yourself to that character and to that story, and it is kind of absorbs everything that you're doing, and then after you're done, it belongs to the audience.
I love that, and I love what this world has become, and I love what you guys have built, and I really appreciate it continuing on in this way, and it's a really beautiful show, and thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.